We're here at Snetterton for round 3 of the CRMC. We're here at Snetterton for round 3 of the CRMC. We've brought with us the reverse cylinder Yam, the TZ350 Spondon and the Manx Norton for the Lansdowne. Let's see how we get on.
A great start to the weekend. The belt snaps on the roller starter, meaning we've got a bump start all 3 bikes.
Hey, you keep pressing it, you'll fuck it. The belt's gone, leave it alone. What? Come on.
So, first bike out for practice is the Yamaha TZ 350. Let's see how we get on. So this weekend we brought the Yamaha TZ 350 Spondon. Obviously the exact weld needs some work doing, and the Harris was the one that nipped up at Cowboy Park. So we're on the Spondon this weekend, going out on some A1 tyres just because I didn't want to buy new tyres before practice and then have issues. So let's see how it goes. So we led out the pits, apart from Bob Grant coming past us on the second lap, giving us the hurry up. We didn't really see anyone except for a couple of back markers. Had a good solid session, so yeah, really enjoyed riding 350 again. Obviously without the roller starters, all you want is a bike that's not going to fire up, and that's exactly what the reverse cylinder did.
Is there a cut-off switch?
Luckily I could tell that it was the battery not turning on, and it turned out to be that one of the pins had come out the plug. Because it hasn't got an on-off switch, you just have to keep disconnecting and reconnecting the battery. So we got that running, got the tyres up to temperature, and then started having a bit of fun on the new bike. We were just starting to get comfortable on the reverse, and the front brake started going rock solid. Here you can see me de-adjusting the lever, just trying to get a little bit of free play in it, but that didn't work, so we pulled in the next lap. The reverse cylinder and the Manx Norton were back to back, so it was straight in and straight out on the Manx. Just starting to find my feet on the Manx Norton, and we had the opposite of the reverse. The front brake lever started coming back to the handlebar. Here you'll see us catch up with some back markers. Jake's able to stop for them, but I really struggled. Thought it was a bit dangerous, so I pulled straight off the track. Back to the pits, get it adjusted, and go for the races. So the race one is the TZ 350 for the FRC. Showed up late for the holding area, so we had to join the back of the warm-up lap. They did let us take our positions on the grid. So we've put on a new set of Continentals for the race, so let's see how they get on. A little bit too cautious on the new tyres onto the back straight, and I got swamped by them. So I'll have to put a little bit of work in. Tyres felt good though, so we've managed to get up to pace. Still trying to figure out the gearing. Still figuring out these tyres. You can see me run a little bit wide into the hairpin on that lap. And then this time, as I come into the first corner, you can see the rear tyre skipping on entry. It's going to take a bit to get used to this. Nice little win, first time out on the 350. We'll take that. So next up's a reverse cylinder. After absolutely butchering the clutch off the line, I wasn't really expecting much off this. As expected, the bike got a poor launch off the line and give myself some work to do. Let's have some fun. Let's be honest, when has tapping your seat ever worked in racing? We tried to follow Gav through, but we're making too many gear change mistakes. Second was the best we could get in this race. Next up is the Lansdowne on the Manx Norton. So even though the issues in qualifying, we got third on the grid. Let's see how we get on. with slow corners leading on to long straights. Snetterton leads itself well to a lot of slipstreaming. Mark Taylor getting away at the front, it left the rest of us to have a good old dice for second place. With the amount of back markers we was catching, the racing got a little bit scrappy at times. Race 1 has shown that the Manx is really struggling when you're rolling the throttle on. It doesn't seem to have a lot of power coming out the slow corners. Next up, race 2 with the TZ 350. A little Bob Grant gets another flyer. A bit more confident on these Continental tyres. We managed to get a gap at the start of the race and control the race. That's another win on the little TZ 350, and I'm afraid to say the battery on the camera goes dead, and I didn't realise. Well, I can't complain about the jump off the line, but I just need to get a bit more clutch control getting this bike off the start. obviously the issues that I thought were with my gear changing turned out to be a worn gearbox, and you can hear the gearbox starting to play up and jump gears in this race. I bet this chap wondered what I was pissing about at, but obviously it was down to the gearbox. I did manage to find a bit of flow and work my way up to 3rd place, but that was the best we could do in this race. Next up is race 2 for the Lansdowne. Now I'm not going to lie, I feel bad for Graham and Tony Dunnell as they've had this little crash. The bike's set on fire, ruining a perfectly good Manx. Now, I didn't touch ground, I didn't come off the bike, so I don't class that as a crash. Comment below what you reckon. Changed the gearing for this race. It's taken me a little while to get used to it, but we're still with the front pack. can't help myself. After Pembury, when Jake was making gestures to the pit wall, and then I went past him, I have to have a bit of a laugh.
So the TZ 350, we took it out in practice. We had the Avon tyres on. You're not allowed to run the Avons anymore in the class we entered, so we had to switch to the Conti tyres. First initial thoughts of the Conti tyres was really good. About lap 3 or 4, then the rear of the bike starts to chatter quite bad on these tyres. This causes you to feel like the back end's running wide into the corners and you can't hold the line. Speaking to a lot of people, they say the build of the tyre just means it increases pressure as the race goes on. So we've had to drop the pressure right down, so I think we're running 22 PSI for today. We managed to grab 2 wins, pretty much sprint off the start and then just hold the lead till the end of the race and manage the back tyre issue. Obviously these Contis are new to us, so it's just a case of learning and figuring out what we're actually going to do with the tyres. But the bikes run really well, happy with how the bike's running. 2 wins, can't complain at that. The Manx Norton's gone really well. We had 2 4th places on that, I think. We've had to throw a new front tyre in for today, so the long corners around Snetterton really seem to affect the Conti fronts, and they're escorting them out. So we'll see how that goes today, but we're having really good time, so yeah, spot on. So the reverse cylinder was running really good. The clutch off the line was a bit of a nightmare. I think it probably does need a new clutch, but the biggest issue with the reverse cylinder is the springs in the gearbox seem to have gone soft. And when you're selecting a gear, as you release the gear lever, it's actually jumping another gear. So we're having to park this up for Sunday, so we're not going to be using this today. But other than that, the bike run really well. It's a bit peaky, so we need to get some dyno time on it and see if we can fettle it a bit and make the power a bit more usable. But it pulled really well from say 10,750 to 12,250. So yeah, about 1,500 rev band, but not bad for a bike straight out without testing it. Manx's suspension did send us out a rear shock, which got here Friday, so we managed to get that fitted and we've tested that, and that's actually working really well. So we'll get the forks out, we'll get them sent to Maxton as well, and then we've got the whole full package on the suspension, and then we can just work our way through it once we've got the engine refreshed and ready to go. So this one's going to sit out today, and we're just going to do the 350 and the Manx for Sunday.
So as I said, the battery went flat on the camera on the TZ, so the first race of Sunday is Manx Norton for the Lansdowne. yet again, another great race with some great overtakes, great fun. So on the last lap, the lack of adhesion light come on the back straight, which looked like a red light. We were 3 abreast at the time, so this kind of panicked us a little bit. So in TZ Race 3 we had a crash. Like I say, the battery had died on the camera. We didn't realise until we went to go out for Race 3, so it was too late to do anything about it. And then here you can see, because we ain't got the starting rollers, the bike decides it wants to play up. So after pushing the bike pretty much the whole length of the pit straight, we finally get it to manage to come into life and get down and get out for the race. So in race 3 we had a great tussle with Mike Hose, pushed us all the way, and then on the last lap I managed to slip off at the S's, so we knew this was going to be a great race. After crashing at the S's, I was a little bit tentative through there, so I was having to try and find other places where we was faster than Mike, be able to get in front and see if we could pull a lead. As hard as I tried, I couldn't get a gap, and Mike led onto the last lap. Cheeky overtake into the hairpin before the back straight, but we knew the bike was going to come past us down here. Mike was covering my wide line, so I had no choice but to try it up the inside. I thought I got a good exit, but it was kind of like a knife to a gunfight. Felt a little bit robbed over the weekend with the bike not pulling out the corners, but it was great fun, some great overtakes, some brilliant slipstreaming. What more could you ask?
As everyone packs everything away, that's the meeting done. So that's another meeting over and done with. So drop a comment in the comments and let us know what you thought of the new videos.
Let's get started. Let's go.